husband where his wife was. On Christmas Eve, they went to this roach-infested, terrible, very low-budget hotel on the rough side of Las Vegas. She had been living there for weeks in dark, deep depression. She was sitting on a hard, cheap bed, staring at, in her own words, a cigarette hole that had been burned in the carpet, and just in darkness and depression, feeling like there was no hope for her life. When suddenly there came a knock to the door on Christmas Eve. The light knock began to get harder and harder when she didn't respond, and finally she peeked out the curtain, and instantly she saw her beautiful children and her husband. She could hardly get the chain off of the door quick enough, and she threw the door open, threw her arms around her husband and her children, and was weeping and crying. And while she was doing it, it's almost like she was packing her bags already. Not a word had to be said or an invite, please come home. She was with it. They go home, they had Christmas, and a few weeks later, the tree is back up in the attic, the kids are back in school. The husband says to his wife, "Tell me, what happened? Why did you decide to come home? I sent you hundreds of texts. I sent you numerous phone messages and left them and told you and begged you how much I loved you and wanted you to come home. And you wouldn't do it." And she said, "They were only words until you came."
Amen.
God sent the law. He sent the 10 Commandments. He sent the prophets. He sent angels with messages. He sent the Old Testament prophets. He sent the major and minor words, but they were just words.
This one?
Until in Bethlehem He came.
What?
Make it move.
Okay.
And when He came, suddenly those words took on a deeper meaning. 2,000 years ago, Jesus said, "I can't just send words." Jesus came to save that which was lost. His name shall be called Jesus. God saves. Saves from sin. Saves from self. Saves from failure. Saves from shame. He saves. And when He comes into your heart, you can have peace with God. That's spiritual peace. That's eternal peace. You can have peace within. That's emotional peace. That's peace that passes all understanding. And you can have peace with others. That's relational peace. That's peace eternally, peace internally, peace externally. That's the peace of God, peace with God, peace with others. That's spiritual peace, emotional peace, relational peace. Jesus is the Prince of Peace. And the message of Christmas is He didn't send a text or a voicemail. That words were not enough. Words didn't work, so He came and He died. And He carried your sin so that you could stand in heaven one day and point to Him and say, He took them. He took all of those vile acts that the punk in me did. He took them. And I'm forgiven because of Him. That's the message of Christmas. Do you know Him? Have you experienced Him? There was a man who had an alcohol problem, and his friend decided to try to reach him before he destroyed his life, so he went to the bar where he sat every day and he would drink. And he asked the bartender for 2 shot glasses. And he said, "I want you to bring me a bottle of water and a bottle of liquor, hard liquor." And he poured in one of the shot glasses liquor and in the other water. Then he reached into his pocket, this friend, of the alcoholic, and he pulled out a little container that had 2 live worms. And he dropped the live worm into the alcohol, one of them, and one into the water. And within seconds or moments, the worm that was dropped into the alcohol was dead. And the one that was in the water just continued to be alive. And he turned to his friend and he said, "Do you get the point?" And his friend looked at it and he saw the dead worm in the alcohol and the live one in the water. He said, "Yes, I see the point." He said, "Tell me, I want to know that you understand what I'm trying to tell you." He said, "I totally see what you're trying to tell me. That if you will drink enough alcohol, you'll never have worms."
Yes, sir.
I wonder how many people see Christmas, but they miss the point. They see the lights, they see the trees, they see the gifts, but they miss the point. The tree is to remind you of Calvary. The lights are to remind you that Jesus is the light in a dark, dark world. The gift is to remind you that God gave His greatest gift on the cross for you.
Yes,
And if you're
sir.
not careful, you'll see what's going on and miss the point. The point is, Jesus came to save you from your sin. Ask Him in tonight. Let Him bring light into your darkness. Let Him give you peace with God, peace within, and peace with others. And start all over again today. In Jesus' name. And that's what this candle represents. It represents that God so loved the world that He gave His only begotten Son, that whosoever would believe on Him would not perish, but have everlasting life. I'm going to ask you to stand all over this room. I'm going to ask you to take that candle in your hand. You're going to begin to light those ABCs, this
Мне не
beautiful
дам
song.
тоже.